How's it going there, guys? It's Luke, your digital concierge here at Gramophone. Today we're going to be taking a look at something a little bit unique and pretty fun. These are the all-new Fives from Klipsch. The Fives by Klipsch are going to offer you superior stereo sound while providing you an entire range of connectivity options, including up to HDMI-ARC. A system like this is going to vastly outperform a soundbar while giving you the same ease of setup. So we're going to dive in, figure out everything that the Fives can do, and see how they sound. But before we do that, make sure you guys get subscribed to the Gramophone channel and click that bell notification icon so you can keep up with all of our upcoming product highlights. There is still many great things on the horizon, and I don't want to see you guys miss out. Also, one cool thing about the Fives is they have a built-in phono stage, so we thought it'd be a great pairing to match them up with a Project Debut Carbon Evo, one of our favorite turntables in a similar price category. Alright, let's talk about the Fives. Alright, let's talk about the features on the Fives. The first of these being that you're going to experience actual higher fidelity music and movie playback on these speakers. The reason being is that these are an out-of-the-box setup, much like a soundbar, but they're true bookshelf speakers with dedicated large drivers, and best of all, amplification built right in. You're not going to need a receiver, you're not going to need anything else. All your potential sources, all your digital to analog conversion, and even your analog staging for the volume control on these speakers is all right there. And Klipsch has handpicked everything from the factory to match up perfectly, picking out the amps, tuning them accordingly, making sure it's a perfect fit with the drivers. Powered units like this, I think, will, at least in part, be the future of the industry, because having everything under complete control from start to finish just like that, it just makes sense. As for the digital playback features of the Fives, these are good for playing back 24-bit 192 kilohertz files through multiple forms of delivery, meaning that these are going to offer you the literal best that exist for music playback when it comes to digital content, of course, other than vinyl, but that obviously being analog. And then a favorite feature of mine on these speakers is the inclusion of HDMI-ARC, or audio return channel provided through HDMI. The way that works is there's a HDMI port on your TV that you will plug into, run that back down into the speakers, and the speakers will just suck the audio right out of the TV and play it back. It works very easy, and these newer implementations have been working very well, and they sound better than older ways of connecting a TV. It makes the Fives truly as convenient as a soundbar, but just so much better. Let's talk about some of the numbers on the Fives. These have a frequency response of 50 Hz to 25,000 Hz, with a low frequency extension that can reach as low as 46 Hz when played at least 35% volume. Using drivers like these matched up with built-in amplifiers that are custom tuned to the drivers allow you with active speakers such as this to dip a little bit lower than many bookshelf speakers can go. And 46 out of a 4.5-inch woofer on a speaker this size, that's some respectable performance. These are also good for producing a maximum output of 109 decibels when measured at 1 meter away with both speakers being driven, which is excellent performance from a speaker of this kind, though I highly recommend you don't actually play anything back at 109 decibels, as you won't be hearing anything for much longer. Also, these produce a total system power of 160 watts with dynamic peaks of up to 320 in short bursts. Again, that's a ton of power, especially to be built into such a small enclosure while keeping everything compact and out of the way with no separate amplifiers. With power like that, you're going to have the dynamics, you're going to have those crescendos in music, and you're going to have those explosions in movies. All of it's going to be there, and you're going to have it all so conveniently. These speakers are 12 inches in height, 6.5 inches in width, and 9.25 inches in depth. They weigh 11.8 pounds for the primary unit because it has the source connection hardware as well as the knobs, with 10.7 for the secondary speaker. Looking at the front, you can see the 4.5-inch woofer, the 1-inch titanium tweeter that's mounted inside the Tractrix horn, which is a 90 by 90 square design, And then on the back, there is a secondary Tractrix horn used as the speaker's port for controlling that extra energy. The woofers on these are long throw, so while being 4.5-inch woofers, they sound like they're a little bit bigger. Because when you design a powered speaker with a matched amplifier to a woofer designed for long excursion, you know you're going to have the control you need to push that woofer to its limit, but keep everything solid and keep anything from breaking. So Klipsch has been able to achieve that by engineering this speaker from the ground up as one unit. Another benefit to being an active system. The tweeter is one we all know and love. You can see this in our Klipsch RP150 video and some of the other Klipsch products that we've done. Klipsch is known for their titanium tweeters that are loaded into that Tractrix horn. Titanium tweeters have a very strong kind of sparkle to them. And the horn just is going to help that energy carry across the room and make these sound a whole lot bigger than they are. So you can put these in a bigger room, you can put these far away, but they're still going to deliver. And if you know that Klipsch sound, you know that when you're watching movies, especially on a tweeter like this, you're going to get all those little extra details that quite frankly you just can't out of a soundbar or let alone TV speakers. And just look at these things. Look at that sweet mid-century magnificent design that takes everything we know and love from all of Paul W. Klipsch's most legendary products and distills it down into something this convenient, but that still sounds wonderful. You can get these in a real wood walnut veneer or this sweet matte black that I have today. You can see that kind of pattern to the woofer, the way that even under the grill you have this kind of sparkle to the face. And if we take a look at the grill on this thing, you've got that sweet 70s-esque woven look. And these are totally magnetic grills, which, what's the best technology in audio? Magnets. And one detail I really like is you've got a solid metal Klipsch logo at the bottom that, again, really is reminiscent of the original Paul W. Klipsch designs from the 70s, that heyday of the American loudspeaker. You have a real brushed aluminum plate where all your controls are mounted, and these are real metal aluminum rotary dials that actually feel amazing to operate. Like seriously, I could just sit here rolling these dials because they're very smooth, they give you very precise control, and even the knurling on them just feels right. They even gave you little markings for each of the different sources so you can easily see what you've selected using one of these rotary dials strictly for source selection, and it makes it very clear. And then this was kind of clever. On the volume dial, that will take over the source selection indicators briefly and light them up or dim them accordingly to tell you your volume level. It was a really intuitive way to make all of that work, but keep it simplistic and not too gaudy. The 5s are big enough to fit into just about any living room and deliver a quality music and living room movie watching experience. Klipsch really spared no expense in making a product that really squeezes every bit it can out of its price tag to give you something that feels, sounds, and looks luxury. Alright guys, now let's talk about the compatibility on the 5s, and usually I say, hey, a quick note on compatibility. Well, it ain't quick for these, and that's a great thing because these are absolutely loaded full of compatibility and connectivity options. You have, of course, as I've been talking about the whole time, HDMI-ARC, which is perfect for TV and movie content, USB-B in, great for sitting on a desktop next to a computer. You have RCA in for just simple analog sources, and with the flip of a switch that goes to a phonostage mode with an included ground so you can run a turntable directly into these, which is a super convenient feature, and this phonostage actually sounds pretty good. And also in the analog category is the venerable 3.5mm, so you can use a simple aux cable from something like a phone or a tablet. These also feature a single RCA out for connection to subwoofers, making these very convenient as they would replace a receiver. They can still drive a sub if you need a little extra kick. And you even have optical, so if you don't have HDMI-ARC, you can use the traditional optical out from your TV to still get good performance out of these. And finally, there is Bluetooth for just convenient playback from your phone when you want to easily walk into your room, sit down, and put some music on, wire and hassle-free. These also work with the Klipsch Connect app, which allow you to do things such as customize the EQ curve, receive firmware updates over the air, and much more. For just under $800, the Klipsch 5s offer you one of the most versatile speaker systems on the planet. With absolutely no receiver needed and ease of setup, they offer you true entertainment, true hi-fi, and true wireless connectivity, just as Klipsch says they do. If you guys want to pick up a pair of versatile speakers like the 5s, head on over to Sky by Gramophone by clicking the link down below. You can check out securely and have them sent to your door fast and free. If you guys need help coming up with project ideas, if you need to schedule a service request, or you want to speak to one of our hi-fi, home theater, and interior design experts, get inspired at gramophone.com. If you have any questions for me about anything I've covered here on the channel, ask at gramophone.com. It would be my pleasure to help you. Don't forget to come visit us at one of our showrooms. We are in Timonium, Columbia, and Gaithersburg, Maryland, as well as our Kitchen Design Center in Hunt Valley, Maryland. Also, be sure to check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and many more. You'll find the links down below. Give me a like if you enjoyed this, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to the Gramophone channel for all of your audio and home theater needs. I want to hear from you guys as always. Tell me what you think of the 5s and what you want to see from us in the future. Guys, it is a pleasure. Be seeing you.